So as a debugging feature, I've added a displaying of our list, of a linked list in our code. So this is the first time we're actually going to get to use the cursor pointer. We've been using front, rear, and insert. Now we're using cursor. So bear with me here for a little bit and then I'll explain a little bit more. But right now, pretend that we're going to have a linked list that's already got 5 or 6 people in it. So the data's there, the link's all good, everything's good to go. I'm going to go over this code in great detail here in a moment, but I wanted to show you one thing real quick. Is after we check to see if the if the linked list is empty or not, I personally use a for loop. You can use a while loop if you like. But I use a for loop to then go ahead and go through the rest of all of the data right here in the 2C outs. And the for loop, I like it because it gives our initialization, our condition, which is not equal to null. I got to watch myself on this. And then this is how we increment actually to the next item in or next node in the linked list. So I'm going to show you all of that in great detail here in a second. So bear with me. So here's starting off. Again, taking that snapshot of every link is accounted for. It's either pointing to another node or null. All the nodes are linked one together. I really don't care about the data inside, but everything's nice and neat and very tidy. So when we first start off, this line right here is actually that initialization portion of our for loop. And that is cursor is going to equal the front. That's 2 pointers, so they're going to point at exactly the same thing as what you have right here. So that's good. That's where we want to start because remember, our overall goal is to display this one, then hop, display that one, then hop, display that one, and keep going until we reach that null that's right there. So that's why we use the loop too. It's over and over again. But anyway, so next we check this is our condition. This single line right here is our condition inside of the for loop. Does cursor not equal null? That is true because again it's actually pointing to a real live piece of data. So we go ahead and display the information. This line's the kicker. We have cursor arrow link is equal to cursor. Now remember which side of an equal sign it gets done first? It's right hand side. So we look at the cursor's current location, which is right here. We look at its link, which is right there. And we say, cursor, I want you to move to whoever you're pointing to, whoever your link is pointing to. And that's how we move that sucker up to the next spot. Really neat and powerful stuff right there because you're going to reuse that same exact feature in data structures in Java and C++ really, where you're going to go left or right of a binary search tree or how you're going to move through different data structures. That's really, really powerful. And that's how we're physically going to move nodes, move into different nodes in a linked list. Now this is going, at least these couple of items right here are going to be repeated over and over again until we reach the null. So you're going to see me breeze through this, but it's going to, because it's a picture and it has 4 different nodes. Here's the same set of code again. Here's the same set of code again. Here's the same, oh, wait a minute. Okay, now, when we finally get to here, and the cursor actually does equal null because it went all the way through the entire list and finally ended up pointing to the null, then that's where our condition actually turns false. Does cursor not equal, and I'm saying this for myself, null? That is false. So that's why we finally get to stop, and that's where I like the for loop in my version.